All right, guys, today I'm going to explain to you why you can't find employees in 2023. Good employees, let alone any, and giving you the perspective of being an employer, even though I don't like that word, for better part of a decade. I've been a shitty employer and I've gotten really good at it. So I'm able to give you the perspective of why you're struggling to find employees, let alone good ones, in 2023. So let me give you the perspective and offer you some insight on how to find some awesome employees today. What's up, guys? My name's Chris Warrens, founder of Warrior Consulting. I just want to give you just a brief background about me. I've now built 6 multi-million-dollar businesses, exited 2, and help entrepreneurs internationally when it comes to building their businesses to the multi-million-dollar mark and beyond. Most people that I do work with are under the 20-year mark in business, and there are a lot of common things that I talk about and work on with people, not only in their businesses, but their mindsets, but also within my businesses. So that's why we're here. This is what this channel is all about. We're all about giving value, impact, hopefully influencing and providing you with some answers that we can give you the perspective of from being in the role for now 15 years. So without further ado, let's jump into the show. The reason why you can't find good employees is because you suck as a business owner. That's just what it comes down to. And let me just say, I sucked as a business owner too, okay? There were points in my career as an employer where I just couldn't find any quality people to hire or anyone to really respond to my job listings, and I was running short-staffed. And what I didn't know in that time of my career was I sucked as an owner. From the outside perspective, it looked like I was doing well, but as a business owner, I wasn't a good leader and I sucked as an owner and I couldn't attract anyone to come into my business. And this is why. Because I didn't have 2 things in place. I didn't have a culture in place and I didn't have core values in place. And core values go hand in hand with culture, just as culture goes hand in hand with core values. So let's just give you a perspective quickly, all right? If I'm going to hire someone, which I'm getting ready to hire someone else, right? I'm going to put out this job listing and people are going to apply to it. And once I get them on the job interview, what I'm going to do is I'm going to interview them by my core values for my companies. And I'm going to ask them questions. For instance, my first core value is healthy lifestyle. So what does that mean? That means to work in our company, you have to live a healthy lifestyle. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. It's a core value of ours, healthy lifestyle. So I'm going to get someone on the interview process, and doesn't matter if they're overweight or obese, I'm going to ask them, so tell me about your lifestyle. Do you prioritize your health? Do you prioritize your physical activity? Explain to me your lifestyle. And what I'm doing is I'm interviewing them by my core value. I'm asking them how they prioritize their lifestyle and if it's healthy. So in this case, even if someone's overweight or maybe obese, if they say, you know what, I meal prep my food, I really want to lose 150 pounds. I go to the gym 5 days a week. I walk 10,000 steps a day. I bought a puppy to help me with that. I'm all about watching influencers in the fitness industry. I love the content. I really am excited to change myself. That's the type of answer we're looking for. All right. I don't expect someone to sit in front of me to be in fantastic shape and have a great lifestyle. However, as long as they're prioritizing a healthy lifestyle, I am hiring and questioning them, in this case, by a core value of ours, right? Now, I'm going to explain how the core values intertwine into culture, but let's use another core value as an example, all right? Let's use respect. Right? Respect is a huge core value of mine and in many of my companies. And I would ask a question during an interview process of, since core value is a since respect is a core value, I would say, tell me about a time when you were told you were being disrespectful. If someone answers that question saying, I've never been told I'm disrespectful, A, they're either lying, or B, they don't stand for anything and have a voice, so they've never been told they were disrespectful. But the chances are they've been told, they just didn't want to accept it, which means they're lying, which means I'm interviewing them by my core value and they're lying about it. Now, if someone responds to me with, Chris, someone was in my DMs last week and they were demanding something of me to do it on a Monday morning, and I just couldn't get to their demand on Monday morning, and that person got really upset and told me that I was being disrespectful because I wasn't meeting their demand. They're explaining to me a time that they've been told they were disrespectful by someone else, and they've accepted that that person's perspective of them is disrespectful, whether or not they were actually being disrespectful from a top-down perspective. The jury is out on. And to be honest, if that was the situation, I don't believe they were being disrespectful. They were probably being respectful, but the person on the receiving end was just projecting their insecurities and entitlement, among other things, probably codependency. And that's really what it comes down to. So core values and setting core values, like a set number of things that you believe in, that you operate on, and that are your makeup, and in this case, your company's makeup, are vitally important to put in place. And it's not just a matter of taking 5 core values and putting them on the wall. It's a matter of making sure your team knows your core values, making sure you manage by those core values. For instance, right? One core value that I constantly manage by, because it's a really tough skill to learn for many people, including myself, was proactivity. So proactivity is a core value of ours. And when someone on my team does something and they report back to me and they say, hey, Chris, I went ahead and got this done. And I would say to them, beautiful, you were proactive in getting this done. Good job. I'm managing them and praising them by the core value, or having that type of candor with them and holding them accountable and say, hey, Jay, you did a really good job with the task. However, let me ask you something. How could you have been more proactive when it comes to this task? And then Jay would say, oh, you know what? I actually didn't even think about it. But if I did this, this, and this, it would be really proactive. And I say, exactly. So why don't you go do this, this, and this and finish it up? And that's managing by your core values, because this is what it comes down to. 9 out of 10 times, the people that you manage by your core values, they aren't making the mistake purposely. They're not purposely trying to violate your core values 9 times out of 10, right? They're just making mistakes, and you're there as the business owner to hold them accountable and teach them how they can do better. Now, the 1 out of 10 times, if someone's purposely breaking the core value, it will be very clear to you because you've put the core values in place, and then you can hold them accountable for having terrible intent when it comes to what they're doing and violating the core values. Now, here's the interesting thing about having core values. When you have core values, not only do you interview by them, but you manage by them. And when you manage by them, you inadvertently build a culture around your core values. And one reason that you're not able to hire people in 2023 is because you have no culture. And the precursor to that culture is core values. And if you don't have core values and you don't have culture, you're not going to find anyone that's going to work for you in 2023. And if you do hire someone, they're not going to last long term. They're going to be in and out because you have no governing body of core values or culture, which go hand in hand. And I promise you, from being an employer who had no core values and had no culture and had a shitty time hiring people to fast forward about better part of a decade later. I'm really strong on my core values, and we're known for our culture. And I would say arguably known for our core values at this point, but in our known for our culture, now when I need to hire someone, all I do is pick up the phone and say, hey, are you interested in this opportunity? Yeah? All right, I'm going to get you started. That's exactly how I built my last company. I asked 10 people to be a part of the company. Every single person initially said pretty much the same thing. Chris, if you're a part of it, I want to be a part of it. Now, all of those 10 people, a couple of them have weeded themselves out because of other obligations or the opportunity not fitting them perfectly. But the point is, I don't have a problem hiring people because I have core values and I'm known for culture. And the reason why you can't find good employees, let alone any, is because you don't know it. You just suck at business, have no core values, and have no culture. And if you do have core values, you're not managing by them. And if you're not managing by them, you don't have a culture. You think you have a culture. And it's really that simple. All you have to do is put them in place, stick by it for a couple of years, maybe even 6 months if you're really good at it. And then you too can hire really good people because you'll be known for it. And all you have to do is make a post on social media or pick up the phone and call people and they'll come work for you. It's really that simple.